if you have a dream and a passion you want to pursue, if there is this burning desire in you as a woman to bet your dream, your God-given dream, through your gifts and your talents, the first thing you need to work on is on procrastination. Procrastination is a dream killer, it's a vision killer. You could make all the plans, make all the New Year resolutions, but if you fail to deal with procrastination, you will never launch that dream or vision. Hi, my name is Augustina. I am Amazon published author of 8 books. If this is your first time of tuning in to my channel, you are highly welcome. And for those of you who are already part of this soul tribe, part of this community, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support by liking my videos, sharing and commenting. Thank you so much for your support and for being part of my soul tribe. For those of you who are new, you might want to know what is soul tribe. Listen, I always say that my message is not for everybody. I was not sent to impact everybody's life. I am not here to change the world. I am here to change myself. And once I change myself, I become a source of inspiration. I work on myself first. And then the light that illuminates from within will attract the right-minded. People will see my light from afar. They will be inspired. They will be motivated. And that's how they are attracted to you. I call them soul tribe. So if these are the type of videos you love to watch, you are welcome. But please don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. Hit the button below and subscribe and be part of this soul tribe. You are going to learn a lot from my channel. You are going to learn a lot. You are going to be impacted in a positive way. You are going to be inspired and motivated to work on yourself, because you cannot give what you don't have. Everything starts with you. It starts with how you treat yourself. Many people want to be treated differently, but people will always treat you based on how you treat yourself. Most women will want to be loved. They will want their man to sweep them off their feet. But listen, you teach people how to love you by the way you love yourself. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. And this takes me to today's talk. Please, this is year 2023. We are still in the second month of the year. All hope is not lost. You can still bet that's your dream. You can still launch that's your vision. Whatever that vision is, whatever that dream is. It could be to write a new book. It could be to release your new song. This year could be your year. And for those of you that might be asking, I don't know what my purpose is and how do I find my purpose? The only advice I will give you is start by loving yourself first. It all starts with self-love. You need to know who you are. You need to know yourself. You need to understand your temperaments. You need to understand a lot of characteristics about yourself. When you can be able to understand all these things, you won't be far from discovering your purpose for life, because your purpose is not outside of you. Your purpose is inside of you. You are better. Remember, God says that before you were conceived in your mother's womb, I know you. It means that your purpose for life is conceived with you right in your mother's womb. So you are not different from your purpose. And when God calls you, He calls you when you are yet to be born, when you are right in your mother's womb. So you are not a stranger to God. Your life is not a mistake. You are not here by mistake. In this 2023, you are not wherever you are. I don't know from where you are watching me from. I don't know what reality you are in, but listen, right in that place where you are, God is aware. You are not a mistake. You are here on purpose. So for you to find that your purpose and to function in your purpose, everything about you, your life must align to that purpose. And once your life begins to align with your God-given purpose and dreams, that's when you begin to soar. Listen, I always tell people that God sees us as eagles, okay? And eagles has wonderful characteristics. The character of an eagle is that of not being afraid of heights, of not allowing challenges and difficulties to stop it from soaring. Eagle soars with challenges, with winds, with difficulties, with storms, with rain, with all types of weather. It does not stop the eagle from soaring. And as a human being, as a woman, if you want to soar in this our modern world, in this 2023, with all that is happening around us, with all we are seeing around us, the challenges that we are made to face on a daily basis, be it in our workplace, be it in our finances, be it in our relationships, in our family, in our health. Many people are going through emotional stress, mental stress, physical stress, due to a lot of issues, happening in our life. For you to be able to soar and to succeed in the area of your calling, in the area of your purpose, there's one secret I want to leave to you today. And that was what I did when I was going through a life-changing moment that on the outside, people thought that was my final, that was my last bus stop, that was the end of me. But when I look at the situation now, I realized that God was only preparing me for where He was taking me to. Most of the things we go through in life are not meant to destroy us, but to prepare us. I want you to take the story of Joseph. That is where what I'm going to speak on today centered. As a woman or as a man, because on this channel I have male viewers and also women viewers, and I would like to address to men because I believe that what I'm throwing out here, what I'm sharing, will benefit both the women and the men. And even youths. I have a lot of youths that follow me on this channel. So what am I saying? For you to succeed in the area of your calling, in the area of your purpose, for you to live your purpose, you have to align everything about you. Your character has to match the purpose. Listen, you are not to seek your purpose. When somebody says go and seek your purpose, that's an error. Your purpose will find you right where you are when you are ready to live in your purpose. When you begin to align your life, your lifestyle must match that purpose. Let me give you a practical example. You want to become a successful footballer, right? Then there is habits of those who are successful as footballers. Watch their life and see how they align their life towards that goal of becoming a successful footballer. They wake up early in the morning, they go out for training, no matter the weather, whether it is raining, whether it is raining or snowing, or whether it is hot outside, they go out on a daily basis to train, to practice. And every other schedule during the day must be incorporated in that lifestyle. If they are going out for dinner with friends, watch out that most of their friends are footballers. If they are taking courses, whatever training they are going, maybe online or on Facebook, watch out that the group, majority of the people in the group are footballers or people who like to watch football. So your life must, whatever, I'm giving you deep secret, deep insight. Listen, when God revealed this, gave me this revelation, my life changed. My life changed. I always say to people that I don't like religion. I hate religion with passion because of what it did to me. It almost killed my vision. Religion and religious people almost killed my dreams and vision. Those that practice church and church politics. Many people know me as a book writer, but I am also an evangelist, and they expect me to be that religious evangelist. Now I'm a marketplace evangelist. That's where my ministry is. My ministry is started as a marketplace minister. And when I started to study what that means, and I started to see how I have to align my life, that was when God started to open my eyes. I started to have revelations and insights. I started to see the potentials in being a marketplace evangelist. And God started to see how I can reach thousands of women and men all over the world. I was no longer confined to my environment geographically. I know that even though I live here in Padova, I have the potentials to reach women and men outside Padova, outside Italy, outside Europe. You see how powerful it is for you to discover your purpose. And for you to discover your purpose, it starts with you discovering who you are and aligning your life to that purpose. It is not difficult for you to find your purpose. It is very, very simple, but it is not easy. Why are people finding it difficult? They are finding it difficult because of misconceptions, because of misinterpretation and misinformation. These are the things that the church today is lacking. These are the things where church is failing God. And this is why I hate religion. Once you call yourself church and you started to practice church and do church politics, and you move away from training people, impacting people, and allowing people to go out to becoming all that God has created them to be, now you are caging people. And as an ego, remember I say that when God sees us, if you have a call, if you have a purpose to fulfill in this lifetime, if you are among the chosen ones, then it means that God sees you as an ego. And the most piteous thing and the worst thing is that an ego in a cage does not know that it can fly. A bird in a cage does not know that it has the potentials to fly. This is why I say that I hate religion. Religion almost, cut off my wings here. And this is more reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today, because there are many women that are still in that place that I used to be, caged mentally and caged physically, because anybody that has control of your mind controls your life. The person controls how you make decisions. The person controls how you even spend your own money. It controls how you live your life. And that is the danger of getting yourself trapped in religion. Rules, regulations, rights, rituals that does not produce a lasting, significant, positive result. It does not make a true impact. And that's why we don't see growth in our churches today, because we are the church. I and you, we are the church. If I'm growing and becoming all that God created me to be, I am growing as a person on a personal level. You are growing as a person on a personal level. Be you a man or a woman. Collectively, we are growing and we're becoming a community of growing people. And that's how we start to impact life all around us within our sphere of contact, individually and collectively. Instead of the church to learn all these things and apply it, they will push you away out of their own insecurities, out of their own fear of feeling inadequate, feeling not good enough. And this is what leads to competition. You see the leader of the church competing with those that are under him, those that he or she is supposed to be impacting. I want to use the story of Joseph. Listen, when God gave Joseph the dream, he went and shared it with his brothers. You need to learn how to protect your gifts, you need to know how to protect your dream and vision. It is not everybody that must know your vision and your dream. Many people will misunderstand you. Many will fight you. Many will reject you, both from your family, both from your friends, even your colleagues at workplace, colleagues in the church. If you are a minister like me, don't be surprised when your pastor starts to fight your dream and your vision. The vision was not given to pastor, it was given to you. It takes somebody who has an insight to see that, yes, this guy or this woman or this man has a vision. Remember the story of Samuel when he was growing in the house of Eli. God was calling just Samuel, but Eli, being a father, being someone that has been with God for many years, he has experience. Those that we call those that, if it is to be in our time now, we will be calling them fathers, daddies, and mommies. Yet he failed to have that insight, because between God and Eli there was no relationship. He represents God as a man of God, yes, but there was no relationship. Be careful who you share your dreams with. Be careful who you bring closer to you. Be careful who you reveal certain things. Joseph did not protect his dream. He went about, he was so excited. Many of us are like that today. When God put a vision, instead of us to pray and then think on how to implement on the plans and projects to better that vision and dream, we went about sharing it to the next person. It could be our spouse, it could be our mother, our father, our sisters, colleagues, our pastor. Most of us Christians, the first person we meet is our pastor. If your pastor is not matured, just like Eli was not matured when dealing with Samuel, God has to intervene in the case of Samuel. If God had not intervened, Samuel would have missed the calling of God upon his life. Be careful who you interact with. Not all the men of God you see out there or the women of God you see out there are matured spiritually. I am not saying this to insult anybody. I'm not saying it to demean anybody. I'm just humbly saying the simple and gospel truth. Because, as I said, this channel is not for entertainment. It is not to entertain anybody. As I'm working on myself, I want all my soul tribe, those that are within this my visual community, to be working on themselves. Here, I go real. I speak the raw truth because I want to challenge somebody to improve on themselves. Until you are challenged, you will never abandon your comfort zone. And I'm giving you the tools to help you to abandon your comfort zone. You need to have the tools to work on yourself. Sunday medicine is not enough. You need tools to work on a daily basis, hourly basis. Just work on yourself. That's what I'm doing. Here, I remove masks. Here, we break limitations, we break boundaries. We go controversial. And this is why I say that people, they will want me to be that kind of an evangelist. No, but I have seen that God has called me to be different, to stand out. And until I align my life to standing out, to being different, there is no way I can impact other women or men. I have to be authentic. I have to love myself in my totality. And then that's the only way I can align that self, that person that I'm seeing, to becoming the person that I want to be. I have to align. I have to, first of all, love that person. I don't condemn. Many people have not found their purpose because they are still attached to the past wounds and hurts. They are still attached to the person they used to be. They haven't let go of that person they used to be. The hurts, the pain, the disappointments, the frustrations, the failures, the heartbreaks. You must let go of your past for you to move forward in your future. Because your past can never equal your future. But you have to know who you are and know whose you are. God is a faithful Father. He's a loving Father. He proved that to me. And that's why in most of my books, in fact, in almost all my books, I share, but there's no page of my books you won't find a story of my life. I share those things to impact people. I call myself a controversial evangelist. I am very controversial. I refuse to be boxed into the image of the evangelist they will want me to be. The evangelist that come to church on Sunday, and then maybe you join in the service, and that will be all. No, I want to stand out. I'll be who God has created me to be, because there is a work that needed to be done. And that's why I see myself as a radical evangelist, a mobile evangelist, a controversial evangelist. That is who I am. Because God allowed me to go through all the pains, rejections, and hurts, because He wants me to feel all those things for me to be able to understand another woman. When another woman stands in my presence, in my front, I look at her, it's just enough for me. Just a look is enough for me to understand her. Because I've been through all those pains too. When she speaks or shares her story, I could relate because it resonates with my story in some way, somehow. You see, that is why you don't have to be ashamed of your past. You don't have to be ashamed of your story. We all need that story. We all need you to share your story. But for you to come to that place where you now start to share your story, because you have now discovered that that's your purpose, and you know that the story you have been through, all you have been through, is now a tool. It is, you no longer see it as something to be ashamed of. They were not meant to destroy you, but to build your character that you have now. Because God is in the business of, pruning you and cutting off all those things to reshape you. He is in the business of building your character. Because without your character, your anointing will fail. Many people aim at anointing. Many people aim at, all those to be seen, the spotlight, the big platforms. But for you to climb to that big platform, like Joseph climbed and later become the governor in Egypt, God started with him somewhere. He was thrown in the pit, and later he was brought out of the pit, and then he was sold to strangers. He went through diverse of temptations, even in Potiphar's house. Later he found himself in prison. He was not ashamed of his story. He stood up for his dreams. He kept dreaming. He kept speaking his dreams into life, and his dreams came to manifest. I want you to do the same. You that is watching this video, be you a man or a woman, don't give up on yourself, but learn to protect yourself. Learn to protect your dream. Don't share out your dream too fast. Don't abort your dreams. You have to protect your baby like a pregnant woman. You have to carry your baby, carry that dream, carry that vision. Be jealously protective of that dream. That is the reason God gave it to you. And those who don't understand that dream might be the reason you abort that dream. May that not be your portion in Jesus' name. Secondly, you must plan to succeed. How? Make plans. Set your projects. Go and work on yourself. I mentioned someone who wants to become a successful footballer. You must know what you want. You must know where you are going and then how to get there. Take evening classes. If you are a mom, you work in class, somebody, you are into business, you are into one career or the other, but then you want to reinvent your life, you want to reinvent yourself, you want to, take that ladder of climbing to the next level. You have to do something. You can't fold your hand and pray from Monday to Sunday, from January to December, and then set your New Year resolutions and expect God to do the magic. God doesn't do magic. God expects you to do the working, to take that uncomfortable action. What do I mean by uncomfortable action? Some actions that challenges you to move out of your comfort zone. Whatever that action is, it could be setting an alarm and respecting that alarm, getting up in the morning. It could be going back to school. I don't say that I'm too old to go back to school. Don't say that I don't have the resources. These are uncomfortable actions. And this life is either you produce excuses or you produce the results. You can have them both. You must work on yourself. You must work on how you relate with people, your temperament. You must work on how you talk to people, your attitudes. There are some people who might have big dreams and are so beautiful on the outside, because that's what we do. Most women will beautify our outside, but when people come closer to us, our attitudes smells and it pushes people away from us. These are the areas that God will be working on you. Most of us women or even men that are in ministry, you have people under you, but you are impatient. You don't have patience. You don't know how to listen. It has to be about you. You must have the financing. You are not humble. You are not open to learning. You must be open to learning, and you must be humble. You must have the willingness to implement on new ideas. Things are changing and the world is changing and evolving. You have to get into that mechanism of change, constant change. The only thing that is constant in this our life is change. And until you get into that mechanism of changing, constantly improving on yourself, there's no way you will grow. You'll be left out. That's why you see many churches are being left out today. People are struggling where they are not supposed to be struggling, where they were supposed to be thriving. Those that know their God shall do exploits. There's no way you can do exploits when you don't know your God. And how do you know your God when you don't even know your own self? You are the image of God. God created you in his own image. And you don't go out looking for God, in the skies, the outer space. You have to look God within. You have to go within. That's where the kingdom is. That's where the movement has to start. It is not from here. It is from here. You have to feel God. God will speak to you in your heart. He will reveal it in your heart. And then He gave you here. These things here is what you will need now to hold yourself, to work on yourself. God gave you brain to think. He gave you mouth to speak. So you need all of this, everything. They are all necessary. But the first place is love, because that's who God is. God is love. And you are a product of love. If you still harbor envy, you still harbor malice, you don't forgive, you still lay curses on people who offended you, all those things, they are hindering you back. Because the law of nature is like a boomerang. It says it's like a boomerang. What you throw out, it comes back to you. The Bible says that what you sow, you reap, because God is not mocked. So all these things are what you need to work on. If God is leading you to that area of working on your being more patient, being more attentive to people's suffering and need, being sensitive. You don't use the microphone and you cut another person. Most people who use microphone are people who have not healed from their past disappointments and hurts. From their past failures. It could be a childhood trauma. They carried it into adulthood because they don't know anything. They don't even know that childhood trauma can be carried into adulthood, and they are still dealing with people with those traumas stuck deep down in their subconscious mind. Until you learn how to work on all these things and release these pains, there is no way you will succeed. Be it in ministry, be it in workplace, because you will always and you will keep bleeding on people who never got you. May that not be your portion in Jesus' name. God, I always use the story of Joseph. God used his brothers and all the process he went through to humble him. Because if God didn't allow Joseph, to go through all those pains and humiliations and rejections and disgrace and every other thing, you can imagine what he went through. All those things break him and humbled him. And when he was humbled, God knows, yes, he was ready for that, for that office. He was ready for that throne. God will never allow you to sit on a throne prepared for you with a heart full of arrogance and pride, self, ego. That's different when we talk of self-love, and there's a different when we talk of the self coming from a place of ego. There are two separate things. You need to learn all these things. My course will be coming up soon, because I have seen that YouTube is not enough. Facebook write-ups won't be enough, and reading books, my books won't be enough. So I'm working on creating more courses. I've already created one of my courses that I launched during the time of Tony Robbins and Dean Graciosa's World Summit. I attended the World Summit. I attended the training. It's a 5 weeks intensive training. I invested. I know how much it cost me. It cost me money. It cost me time. It cost me staying away from my kids for the final, day that we spent. The 5 days I was out of town. I just, and that was when I learned how to launch and know how to create and launch my course. But I'm yet to put it out on my website, because the first platform I put it, I have to take it back because I need to make some corrections and upgrade it to the test I wanted it to be. Then I will use my own platform to launch it. If you are interested, then be on the lookout for my courses. And why not? You can buy my books. You will learn a lot. And follow me also on Instagram, on Facebook. Subscribe if you haven't done so on my YouTube, so that you get, dose and dose of inspiration and insights and thoughts coming from me. In conclusion, God has to prune Joseph. God has to humble him. If not, pride would have swayed him away from his purpose for life. The purpose of his dream is not for Joseph alone. to brag about, to feel that he's better than his brothers, to feel if God can choose him, if God can give him such a dream, it means that God preferred him to his brothers. No. God has to humble him. And that's why when he finally sit in his purpose, his brothers came. He was able to reveal himself to them. He was able to bring them in and forgive them because he has gone through that long process. He has learned to forgive instead of holding on to pain, anger, resentment. You see, many people that are not willing to let go of their past, that are not willing to forgive, are people who haven't been broken. And until God breaks you through pruning, He's not breaking you to destroy, He's breaking you like a pot. He'll break you and He will reshape you, He will mold you. And that's when your beauty will come out. And you will now be the reflection of God's glory. And everybody will want to come close to you because your light will be attracting them. And that's what happened with Joseph. You become that spotlight you were looking for. That is when the time comes, God will announce you. God will be the one to promote you. He will send you the support system. You might be asking for people now to help you and they are turning their backs. They are not your people. They are not the right people for you. Stop forcing people to be in your life. Stop forcing people to support you. Stop forcing people to see your dream, to see what you are seeing. It is enough that you believe in yourself because you are more than enough. You are more than enough. Just work on yourself. Have faith in God and believe in yourself. And take that uncomfortable action and watch out how your life will transform before your eyes and before the eyes of those that rejected you. This is my prayer for you in this 2023. Last but not the least, for you to soar in life, you must lean on God. Just as Joseph, he leaned on God all throughout the process, all throughout the journey. He never gave up on God. He never gave up on his dream. The day you gave up on God and you gave up on your dream, that's the end of that dream. May that not be your portion. Hold on to your faith in your God. Believe in yourself and lean in your God. Even when you don't understand, lean on Him. Even when you are crying yourself to lean on Him. Lean on Him. He will help you to soar. Just like the eagle, you will soar. The struggles, the challenges, the difficulties, they will not swallow you. You will soar. You will fly out of it. And you come out more wiser, more fortified. You come out more stronger. And that is when you will be able to impact other lives and make a difference. We want people that will make a difference in this world. People need your voice. They need you to make an impact. They need you to, make that positive change. But there's no way you can do that until you do the work on yourself. You can't change others when you have not changed yourself. You will never impact anybody until you impact yourself. When you learn this, tell me what else. Thank you for watching. If you have watched this video to this stage, it means that, listen, you can't make excuses again, because just take notes, write everything you have learned up to this stage. Watch the video again, watch it as much as you want until the whole information sinks and inside you, until your mind absorbs it. Once your mind absorbs it, watch out and see how the transformation, because transformation starts from inside and then we see it on outside. It never starts from outside, it's always from inside. God bless you for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I never take it for granted. I love you. Hit on that button below, that notification button below, so that when next I upload a new content, you won't be sad. You'll be the first to know. Thank you once again. God loves you. I love you. How about you?